Good evening. My name is Bill McLaughlin, Chairman of the Jillian Fund. In a normal year, we would be standing on stage at the Venetian in Garfield, New Jersey, welcoming a crowd of 700 family and friends for a night filled with an abundance of food, dancing, casino gambling, and opportunities for our guests to learn more about the fund and the families that we support. But of course, it's 2020. So, like many, we've had to revise our plans. Tonight, it's just me and George Gorman, Jillian's dad, and the Jillian Fund's chief ambassador at MetLife Stadium with a small production crew. While we will forego the food, dancing, and gambling, we will still offer a glimpse into the Jillian Fund and what we've been up to this year and hear from our families. You'll have a chance to bid on some amazing silent auction items and have an opportunity to make a donation to support our mission of providing financial assistance to families of children with serious illness. And we will be very respectful of your time this evening, so please stick around for the next 35 minutes or so. Our silent auction can be found online on our event website, jillianfund2020.givesmart.com. We also encourage you to engage with us tonight on social media by using our From Jillian with Love hashtag. Please share photos of you watching the event or photos that you might have from years past. Once again, don't forget to check our event website at jillianfund2020.givesmart.com for our silent auction items and donation opportunities. We have many great items this evening, from fine wine to dining experience to a virtual comedy show for you and your friends, and bidding will run through 8 p.m. this Sunday evening, so let's get that bidding starting now. Before starting our program, I want to start, as we normally would, this evening with a toast. If you receive our emails and follow us on social media, you may have at the ready our signature cocktail, a cranberry margarita. Whether you have the drink made or just have a sip of water nearby, please join me in celebrating the purpose of tonight. In fact, the purpose of the Jillian Fund. I am borrowing these words tonight from Denzel Washington as they seem fitting for our virtual fundraiser. Please join me. At the end of the day, it's not what you have or even what you've accomplished. It's about who you've lifted up, who you've made better. It's about what you've given back. Cheers. George?
Cheers, Bill.
In the theme of giving back, I am pleased to announce a special matching gift opportunity that we have available tonight through the next week. For every dollar raised up to $25,000, the Sandra Cooperman Foundation, one of our most steadfast supporters, will match your donation, doubling the impact of your gift. So again, go to our website at jillianfund2020.givesmart.com to make a gift this evening. During these very challenging times, we are incredibly humbled by the generosity of the Cooperman Foundation and so many more who have supported us with sponsorships for this evening's event. To our event sponsors, Larry and Linda Weiss and the team at Atlantic Tomorrow's office, our partners at Hackensack University Medical Center and the Joseph M. Sanzari Children's Hospital, Rick Taylor and the Konica Minolta family, and Raj and the group at Mars International. Your generosity will make a tremendous difference in the lives of so many families in the coming year. To ACDI and Smart Choice Communication, our silent auction sponsors. Family sponsors, Brother, Capital Management Group, Christian Healthcare Center, Data Bank, DocuWare, the family of Sergeant Stephen Gallo, Global Beverage Corporation, Howard Haber and family, Kyocera, the Quackenbush family, and Rico. Friends of Jillian sponsors, Advanced Biotech, Doug Borden, BPO Media, BWB Contracting, TJ and Iona Kalika, and the Proud Living Companies family, Columbia Bank, DLL Financial, Emerald Document Imaging, Englewood Health, Great America Financial Services, the Kaufman Organization, Christina McLaughlin, Jeff Moan, Panasonic, RSC Solutions, Joseph M. Sanzari Inc., Sharp, Stratic Systems, Toshiba, Trilogy Partners, Tritech Office Equipment, and Versant. These sponsors alone have enabled us to raise over $120,000 for this evening's event. Finally, a thank you to Clover for the donation of the HARLEY, along with all those who donated gifts to our silent auction. I also want to acknowledge the extraordinary efforts of our board members, especially Lisa Monica and Jenna Stramalio Minor, in helping to craft tonight's event. And to all our board members who work hard all year long to ensure the Jillian Fund is able to meet the needs of families we serve. Kimberly Cesar, TJ Kalika, Stephanie Cisney, Kevin Doyle, Bob the Judge Goldberg, Howard Haber, Bob Hay, Jackie and Michael Kaufman, Sue and Dave Quackenbush, Lori Sofeld, and a very special thank you and shout out to our Executive Director, Liz Campbell. I'd also like to thank the Patriot PAC for all the years of support of our work. We are truly looking forward with anticipation to your ride next year. The support of so many makes our work possible. As you know, if you've joined us previously, the Jillian Fund provides financial assistance to families of children who have serious illnesses. The majority have cancer. About 10% lose their battle to this disease. The goal of this financial assistance is to ensure that parents can take time away from work so they can spend time with their children, especially when they are in the hospital for what can span weeks, if not months. We give the gift of time together when it matters most. To accomplish this, we pay rent, mortgage, utility companies, as well as transportation costs and other critical expenses. We pay service providers directly on behalf of the families. And due to the success of our 2019 Gala, we were able to increase our support to families by 25% in 2020. This was especially critical in a year when so many families we serve have faced job losses and furloughs due to COVID. In some cases, parents could not safely return to work even if they had a job, as their child was severely immune compromised due to treatment and could not risk the exposure of the virus. We also continued to pay for a social worker at our partner hospital, the Joseph M. Sanzeri Children's Hospital in Hackensack, a commitment we've now extended through the end of 2021. Since our inception, we have now helped 245 families. We've assisted several families more than once due to a relapse of disease. This year, during the height of the pandemic here in the spring, we also provided emergency aid to an additional 75 families through gift cards that were distributed by social workers at the hospital. These gift cards enabled families who were experiencing sudden, severe economic hardship due to COVID-19 to buy medicine, food, cleaning supplies, and masks. When we discussed providing this assistance, George said that Jillian would want to help. And so we did. And so you did. The Jacobs family is one of the many that the Jillian Fund has helped in 2020. Cole, now 4, was diagnosed with leukemia at the end of 2018. His treatment is expected to continue into the spring of 2022. Mom, Jane, took an extended leave from work for almost a year during the most difficult part of Cole's medical journey. Meet the Jacobs family.
Hi, I'm Jane.
Hi, I'm Jason.
I'm Cole.
And this is Cole. And we just wanted to tell you a little bit about Cole. Cole was born 3 months early. He had a bit of a rough start, but he had an uneventful stay in the NICU, and we were super relieved to bring him home.
And Cole was generally a healthy kid, and we very much enjoyed seeing him grow up and thrive and be with other children.
Cole started to develop lymph nodes in his neck and behind his ears around Thanksgiving of 2018. We took him to the pediatrician. She assured us it was normal. And then a few weeks later, in December, he got a really high fever overnight. And we took him to the doctor first thing in the morning. She didn't like how pale he was and immediately ordered blood work. Within a day, we had a leukemia diagnosis. The official diagnosis was acute lymphoblastic leukemia, more often referred to as ALL.
So the first couple nights in the hospital were scary. Within those first couple of days in the initial diagnosis, Cole actually got a port inserted, so it made him receiving the chemotherapy easier and less risky.
Over those 9 months, Cole got 11 spinal taps, countless IV chemo treatments, steroids. We had one planned hospital stay, which went uneventfully, which is good. He lost all his hair. Remember when you had no hair?
Mm-hmm.
Always had to wear a hat, right? So you wouldn't get burned on your head.
No.
And it was a very long 9 months, but he was really, really a trooper, and we're very proud of him.
During our clinic visits is when we first found out about the Jillian Fund through our social worker. She was really forthcoming about how the organization helps others that might be going through financial challenges, especially, during a crisis like this. Jane had to take an unpaid leave from work right when Cole was pretty much diagnosed, and it lasted about a year. During that time, still had to pay for the COBRA insurance for both Jane and Cole. And I just started a new job, so I had very limited time off, which made it more difficult, to support Jane and Cole with the clinic visits and everything. So when we found out about the Jillian Fund, we were really, really grateful for your support and everything that you've done for us. It financially helped us from paying a mortgage when we first moved in during all of this to paying our utility bills really throughout this year, especially during this pandemic, where it's been even more challenging, not for us, but for everyone too. And we're really, really grateful for all the support you've given us.
The financial support from the Jillian Fund has really meant so much to our family. We hope that you can continue to do your amazing work to lighten the load for other families going through our same situation. Thank you. Say thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Jillian Fund.
Say thank you.
Thank you. I just want to say thank you.
We can't say enough thank yous.
Your support has touched the heart of this family and so many others. There are so many ways to offer support that will allow us to help even more family like Cole's in 2021. You can set up a monthly donation through our event website. As mentioned earlier, you can make a one-time gift that will be matched dollar for dollar up to $25,000 by the Cooperman Foundation. You can also bid on our silent auction items. We've got some great items that are perfect for these times, so please take a look. And don't forget about the HARLEY. This way you'll be able to get in that socially distant ride. All of this can be found on our event website, jillianfund2020.givesmart.com. I also want to introduce all of you to Mackenzie, who is 3 years old and was diagnosed with leukemia in the summer of 2019. She, like Cole, will have a long treatment protocol. In Mackenzie's case, hers is expected to last 2 years. Mackenzie's family, as you will see in the video, has been particularly hit hard by the pandemic. We know this has been a difficult time for all of us, but when your child is undergoing treatment that lowers the immune system, that makes a difficult time even more challenging. The reality is that families who have seriously ill child need a strong support system. Friends who will watch over their children or even just stop in for a chat. Families who will stop by to share a meal or to help with housework. But the threat of your child possibly catching COVID has forced so many families of seriously ill children into the strictest of quarantine. Here is Mackenzie and her story.
Hi, my name is Lauren. My daughter Mackenzie is 3 years old, and last year, a little after her second birthday, on August 25th, she was diagnosed with acute lymphoblastic leukemia. Mackenzie is a beautiful, happy, sociable, sweet, but stubborn little girl who also has Down syndrome. when I noticed little red dots on her leg that were still there a couple days later, I brought her into our pediatrician's office and did a CBC on the spot. And when she came back, she said, you know, her levels look a little off. I think I want you to bring her to the hospital now. The doctor said to me, what are you afraid of? And I said, everything. I'm afraid my daughter has cancer. And that is a word that no parent should ever have to hear because it kills you. You know, we went to the hospital. I sat in that ER room dancing with my daughter because, again, I didn't know how many more dances we would have. So we were admitted. The next day, the nurse practitioner came in and confirmed the diagnosis for us. And in that moment, she's like, you know, you will be staying in the hospital for the next month. Son was 5 years old and in a couple of days starting kindergarten in a new school. So, and my husband is a teacher and he was starting school after summer. I was working, but I quickly put in for disability. During that first month, Mac had her fair share of issues. We spent a lot of time in the hospital, months at end, and Mac, because she has Down syndrome, also required a lot of therapy since birth. So when we were home from the hospital, we had to get her to learn how to walk again. So she had PT, OT, speech therapist coming into the house, but she was a fighter. She learned pretty quickly again. She remembered, which was great. I mean, it really just is a testament to her and the kid that she is. You know, it was hard on my family. It was hard because I missed my son and my husband was kind of pulling the weight at home while I was pulling the weight in the hospital with my daughter. And it took an emotional toll on all of us. I mean, it was painful for us to see your child suffering and you can't do anything to fix it. About the beginning of March, I started telling my boss that I could start picking up work. COVID hit. So he then said, you know, we just don't have work right now for you. That hurt. I'm the breadwinner for our family, and financially that takes a toll on our family. My husband is a teacher. So he did put in for a request for a virtual assignment, which his school district has denied. So he will now be taking a leave just in order to protect our daughter, who just started maintenance a couple months ago. But our priority is keeping her safe, you know, which is already hard enough when you're undergoing cancer treatment. And now to add a global pandemic on top of it, it's harder. And you're afraid because, you know, you don't want your child to get that on top of having cancer. We're so lucky that the Jillian Fund has assisted us because it's really been a lifesaver for us. They really helped us cover some costly home expenses that otherwise we'd be paying out of pocket. I mean, and to say that we're blown away by the kindness of others is an understatement, especially with the Jillian Fund. From the bottom of my heart, I am so incredibly thankful to the Jillian Fund for taking one pain point away from us during this entire process so that I can focus on staying with my daughter, keeping her healthy, and keeping my family healthy. Because at the end of the day, that is the most important thing. So thank you very much, Jillian Fund. What you've done for me is incredible, and what you do for all children and families that are going through this is incredible. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you.
We wish nothing more than complete healing and health for both Cole and Mackenzie and their families. We thank everyone who has donated tonight and in the past to provide the support that, as Mackenzie's mom stated so simply, took away one pain point during their child's illness. At the Jillian Fund, we want to ensure that families never have to worry about paying their rent, mortgage, utility bills while their child is in the fight for their lives. We want parents to be able to be by their child's side during the critical time. We want this because Jillian gained comfort by having her father by her side during her lengthy battle with leukemia, a battle she lost in 2013. She, like Cole and Mackenzie, had leukemia. Tonight, I'm honored to share this space with George Gorman, Jillian's dad, who ensured that Jillian's generous spirit would live on in the families and support of the families who we were walking the same path they traveled in the years leading up to her death. George?
Thank you, Bill. Hello, my name is George Gorman. I'm the Chief Ambassador of the Jillian Fund. I'm also honored to be Jillian's dad. Welcome to tonight's virtual gala here at MetLife Stadium. On behalf of the Board of Directors and all the families we serve, we wish to acknowledge our sincere appreciation for your support today and in the past, and especially during these challenging times. Under normal circumstances, most families are focused on the day-to-day challenges associated with managing their household. Paying rent or the mortgage, overseeing their child's education, working and taking care of routine medical needs are all part of life's normal tasks. But sometimes, families are faced with tough times, a divorce, unexpected job loss, even happy circumstances such as the birth of a new child or a move can cause added stress. At these times, families may struggle to overcome those obstacles. Sometimes a family's journey becomes even tougher, and they're forced to travel down a path no family should ever have to journey. Now just imagine the very second that word is spoken by your doctor about your child. Cancer. Prior to that moment, not even a thought or consideration that word cancer could ever be linked with your child. Both spoken in the same sentence. You're immediately focused on your child, and overcoming that initial shock, you're now in your child's hospital room. All other family normalities become secondary to the life and death circumstances that surround your child. Money, preparing family dinners, getting kids off to school, all have become distant demands of the past. Enter the coronavirus. As if managing everything else became more difficult for the families we serve, this further adds complication to an already acute and traumatic new reality. Though the world has changed a bit, and this year is much different, families are still dealing with life-threatening pediatric illness even during these challenging times. The heartbreak of these families is understandably gut-wrenching. Let me share with you a constant state of mind we parents have when we're in our child's room. That can be summed up in one word: hope. Hope. What is that hope? It's a parent in a hospital room next to their child hoping for positive results of a test, hoping that a life-saving procedure was successful and they're waiting for their child to wake up, hoping for any glimpse of good news, anything that will settle their hearts to the hope of a new day, that their child's health is going in the right direction. And their parents, they get tired, but they don't show it. They're superheroes of sorts, feeling vulnerable, weak, and absolutely human. Yet during those moments when their sick child is watching, they adorn themselves with a cape of strength that they've uncomfortably worn for a while now. Reality doesn't always have a positive ending. But parents need to know they're doing everything they can to save their child. Being by their child's bedside makes all the difference in the world. And that's where the Jillian Fund comes in. By helping to alleviate some of the financial pressure, your support lessens one burden, one pain point for these parents, and that makes all the difference in the world. No child wants anything more than to be with their family when they're this sick, and no parent wants to be anywhere else but with their child. And I know how important this is. Those moments I spent with Jillian when she was in the hospital, undergoing treatment after treatment, procedure after procedure, I knew I was there for her, and it brought her comfort. And I'll cherish those moments as long as I live. No child should ever have to face a serious illness without a parent by their side. It is truly at the heart of everything we do. My memory recalls that not many other parents were able to spend the night for multiple reasons with their child. And that is why, in honor of Jillian, we started the Jillian Fund. And that is why the Jillian Fund exists. I made this my life's goal, to unite parents with their children that require critical care, and are in life-threatening situations. When I speak to parents like Jane and Jason Jacobs, who just took on a brand new mortgage and a new job prior to Cole's illness, hope is in their eyes. And Robert and Lauren Murphy, whose daughter Mackenzie has special needs prior to her getting sick, you can feel how much they appreciate your support. You saw the hope and gratitude in their eyes when you watched their videos. And when little Cole Jacobs and beautiful Mackenzie go back to living their young lives, they'll know that their parents were by their side when it really mattered most. So that is why your continued support is so important and touches the hearts of Jillian Fund families even more so with the added burden of this COVID-19 pandemic. And to you, from them, we say thank you. You have made their day radiate with your love and your caring, for you had given hope to so many of these families that we support at a time when they need it so much. You've alleviated, as Lauren Murphy said so eloquently, at least one single pain point in their lives, bringing a great deal of comfort to them that reduces the constant stress that they're under. When I look back on the love you've shared, the hearts you've touched, and the lives you've changed, I see your best self. And that will help our families and all of us manage through this challenging time. Find strength in the love of family, the caring of friends, hope for the end of this pandemic, and know that the Jillian Fund will continue to support those families and their children during the most challenging time of their young lives. So as long as we remember Jillian, as long as her memory lives on in the way that the Jillian Fund helps our families, she'll remain a part of us and her spirit will never die. So again, I'd like to ask you to let Jillian's life touch your life and her spirit touch your heart. Together we can lighten the burden these children have to endure and at the same time bring some peace of mind to their families. We're all looking forward to celebrating next year's gala together and in person. Our next guest is also familiar to you if you've been to any of our recent in-person galas. Stephanie Sisney is a Jillian Fund board member. The Jillian Fund helped her family several years ago when she was battling cancer herself. She's wise beyond her years and a great advocate for the Jillian Fund. We're so lucky to have her as part of our team. Stephanie?
Hello, everyone. My name is Stephanie Sisney. I'm a recipient and board member of the Jillian Fund. I know that 2020 has been a rough year for everyone, some more than others. I believe that this year has tested every single one of you. You've gone through hardships and somehow had to find your way out of them. You may have even lost a loved one, and for that I give you my deepest condolences. We, as humanity, have to come together more than ever now to help your neighbors, your friends, and even strangers, because you know what it feels like to suffer, whatever your experience may be, which is why a hand of support always helps to alleviate the burden of an illness. The families that we've helped not only had to face COVID this year, but also cancer. Can you imagine how scary that is? Getting cancer during a pandemic where so many people are getting sick. Imagine having a low immune system and having the possibility of a serious illness and also getting the virus, as well as breadwinners in the family losing their jobs. How do you financially help your family during a pandemic? If you need to isolate yourself and your family for their safety, which is why I'm grateful that the Jillian Fund has supporters like you, people who are willing to help, willing to give a hand to a stranger in need, especially during a time when one feels that all is lost. And yet there you are, giving that last bit of hope. It may not seem like much, but your donations do a lot for many families who need it. All of these families need your support. Are you willing to give that hand? If you are, this is how you can donate. If you already have a cell phone on file with us, you should receive a text message with a link to donate. If you don't, you can text Jillian Fund 2020 to 76278. When prompted, text first and last name. Receive the welcome text, text Give 100 or Donate 100. Enter the desired amount, or you can also donate on our event website at jillianfund2020.givesmart.com. To our past donors, thank you for always giving the Jillian Fund your helping hand. You've allowed us to grow and help more families in need. To our potential new donors, please don't ever hesitate to give your support. All donations are always appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you, Steph. There are many ways for you to give. As Stephanie mentioned, if you are registered in our system, you should have received a text message with a link to donate. You can also text Jillian Fund 2020 to 76278. When prompted, text first and last name. You will then receive a welcome text. Text Give 100 or Donate 100. If you would like to give that amount of 100 or donate 200, simply do so. Or donate on our event website, jillianfund2020.givesmart.com. And remember our silent auction, also available on the event website. Golf, wine, dining packages, the HARLEY, massagers, a sign-ready Jackson jersey. Don't miss out on any of these wonderful gifts. As mentioned previously, the auction will close at 8 p.m. on Sunday evening. Please make sure to check your phones Sunday night to see if you are the winner and the details on how to check out. George?
Okay, Bill. We are so very grateful to everyone who has helped make tonight a tremendous success. I want to once again thank our lead event sponsors, Atlantic, Tomorrow's Office, Hackensack University Medical Center, and the Joseph M. Sanzaris Children's Hospital, Konica Minolta, and Mars International. With the help of so many, we're making a difference in the lives of these families who are undergoing the worst of their lives. Thank you for making that happen. And please, save the date for October 20th, 2021, when we sincerely hope we can welcome you all again back in person and gather together for a fun party with a purpose. Until then, stay safe, be well, and best wishes for a happy holiday season. Good night and God bless.